Many have taken their eyes off the prize and became complacent, as Brother Glenn Ford and Bruce Dixon talked about in their recent article at Black Agenda Report. And, of course, as our brother Fred Hampton Jr. have always said, Barack Obama, unfortunately, has been a drug probably colder than crack that they've dropped on the black community. All right?
Yeah. And then with the ANC, it's also pointed out to me that they were losing some support of blacks in this country because of their strong stand for the indigenous, the Native Americans, because they said their struggle is the same as theirs, because they were the indigenous for their land in South Africa. So they stood strongly for Native Americans and especially Leonard Peltier. Right. And this is the anniversary date of when Leonard Peltier was put in prison. So there's the two petitions. One, there's a petition for Leonard Peltier on AVAAZ, people, please sign. Another one is that there's another petition calling for release of Mumia Abu-Jamal, which is on change.org. There are people around the world who have signed it already. Okay. And so these two petitions I strongly urge for people to get out there and sign for them. And the last point I wanted to say to you, I sent you the questions that I had for the officials in Mexico. Right. And that. Yeah. And finally, I did reach contact with the attorney office of Mexico City. Well, nice and friendly and everything, and I had to resubmit questions again, which you saw in the email, hopefully that I had sent to you. Yes. And nice and friendly until they saw the detail of the questions. And, of course, they were saying, okay, we'll see which of these questions we can answer. So that's a stay tuned. And these questions, people, are for those about the brutal murder that happened for Malcolm Shabazz, of which we still demand finding answers, justice. And there is a petition on change.org for that, a petition to carry for an investigation.
One of the interesting points I want to add, I thought it was interesting that how the President of the United States and the Secretary of State responded so quickly to the death of the young man from Israel, the American from Israel who was killed in Egypt yesterday. Now, you know about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and see how quick they responded. The president even mentioned it while he was in South Africa. And last I checked, South Africa is not even part of Egypt, but they responded and talked about this young Jew, because he's Jewish, and his death, but not the death to this date to the death of Malcolm Shabazz. All right?
Yes, and then the interesting thing on that is because they obviously look about who is in control there in Egypt and why they immediately answer that as thrown out there on that. Okay. But also we're also demanding and asking questions and agitating for them to call for an investigation, meaning New York politicians, because the same they did with Arizona for that lady that was in prison in Mexico, who was released within a couple of days. They can do the same thing, too. This can help with getting the cell phone records and investigation and everything else to find out what exactly happened here.
Malcolm. All right. Thank you, my sister. Give thanks now.
Give thanks. Thank you.
On the move. Peace. And with that, let me take more of your calls. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Yeah, Brother Darren, Eric White. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Brother Eric. Thoughts, comments, brother?
Yeah, my thoughts are about the state election coming up in June of 2014.
Yeah, any thoughts on the Supreme Court and what we should be doing regarding a boycott?
Well, just staying locally, brother, I'm starting to see some of the candidates canvass out in the neighborhood in Baltimore City. And, just checking, doing a little research on the Maryland State Board of Elections, I've noticed that some of these candidates haven't even filed yet, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And just wanted to let the folks in the city, know that please just check out to find out if some of these candidates who may now be canvassing.
Are there some in particular you want to share with us? Because this is the show where we name the names here, brother.
Yes, sir. Right? Not at this particular time.
Yes, sir.
Names, but just for the awareness of folks in the city.
Okay.
Just check out first in your particular state legislative district, whether or not these folks have filed or not. The other subject, sir, is about our HBCUs.
Yes, sir.
And the critical thing about our HBCUs here in Maryland is that the statistics and the data shows that there are very low graduation and very low enrollment rates going on. But the state also has a program called College Completion, where the state, is distributing anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million to bring back those college potential graduates who may have dropped out in the last 5 years to bring them back.
Okay.
They're giving money to the HBCUs to bring back students who have dropped out in the last 5 years to the HBCUs, and I want our audience to be aware of that because the HBCUs are not doing a good job.
Yes, sir.
In
promoting that information, letting them know that it's available.
It's available, sir.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Well, if you get more information, make sure you call me back, man, and just send it to me. All right.
Also, yes, sir. And I need to get your update information so that I can send that to you online.
Okay. All right. Call me after the show. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank
you, Brother Eric. Give thanks, man. Peace. And with that, we'll take more of your calls. 410-761-1592. Try to see if I can pull up this clip. If not, I'll give it to you on Tuesday of Winnie Mandela. Talking about Nelson Mandela, but also the protest that was going on against Barack Obama, in which they said that America doesn't have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. What's that other sign I was looking at? I posted on Facebook. They call him Netanyahu's puppet, and they were burning flags and burning effigies of Obama over there. But most of your mainstream news media haven't told you that what's going on in South Africa and other African countries right now. And they're raising this issue in Africa and South Africa, talking about life after Mandela. Now, Mandela hadn't been the president since 1999. This means they got something planned for President Jacob Zuma and the people of South Africa around the issue of the redistribution of the wealth, the redistribution of the land, and, of course, they're very angry with Jacob Zuma in his stand of supporting Colonel Muammar Gaddafi and the struggle for our liberation on the continent, as well as, of course, him now being a part of this organization, BRIC, with Brazil, Russia, India, and China. But again, most of your mainstream news media has not told you about this organization. But let me come back to the lines. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Yes, sir.
Walaikum salam, my brother.
The one thing that I learned from Dominic Gregory
is
Andreas Spreaker, is you carefully study and investigate.
Yes, sir.
And gather the facts.
Right.
I love what you did with Brother Kwame and Toure.
Yes, sir.
This morning.
Yes.
Because it's economics.
That's right.
Economics.
That's right.
Economics.
Yes, sir.
That's what wars are fought over.
That's right.
Malcolm put it this way.
Yes.
Wars are fought over land.
That's right.
Okay, bloodshed over land.
Yes.
And he distinguished between the Negro Revolution.
Yes.
And the true revolution.
Right. That's right.
It's about turning things over back to ourselves.
Yes.
Properly.
That's right.
Economics.
Yes,
so
sir.
how do we convert the distraction? We have a religious distraction going on.
Yeah. Well, they say religion
that leads to nowhere.
Right. We need the spirituality, not the religion. That's the
That's
opium.
Right.
That's
exactly
the opium of
right,
the masses.
Brother.
And
exactly
unfortunately,
right. It's
Obama.
About economics, man.
Yeah.
We've got to turn over this thing.
All right.
Because it's not about a blind alley.
That's right. Let me get some more of these calls. Thank you for
Yes,
checking
sir.
in, brother. Assalamu alaikum. And with that, we'll take more of your calls. 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You are on the State of the City.
Hello?
Yes. Come on, my brother.
Brother?
Yes.
I'm very angry today.
Yes, sir.
I'm very angry, and I'm happy one way because I listen to this show all the time.
Yes, sir.
Especially today.
Yes, sir. We say it's therapy. It's therapeutic for some people, brother, and that's important. All right?
I like to say that what they're doing to our people around the world is horrific, that we allow these things to happen because a lot of us are so scared of the white man. We won't want to say anything bad about white people around them.
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying if that's the case, I think all black people around the world get together because these fools are trying to destroy the earth.
They're going to be forced to come together, brother. We either do it out of love or we're going to have to do it out of necessity. But either way, it's definitely going to take place, all right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you for checking in. Let me get some more of these callers, my elder. And with that, we'll take more of your calls on the State of the City. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Hello, Mohammed.
How are you? Question, thoughts, comments?
Yes, Cortland Malloy, the Washington Post. I read it.
Yes, sir.
And I have it about the...
What's the article entitled again?
Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it, but
okay,
I know
just give me a synopsis on it.
It's about about Obama being unfair to black college students.
Oh, yes, sir. And we saw that yesterday. The Senate failed to give any relief to the student loans, and that's probably the second largest debt in America, second to the mortgage. And the mortgage bubble and the housing bubble will be these student loan bubbles as well, which will sentence generations of young people to further and future debt. And this will be the first time that you'll have a generation that will make less money than what their parents and grandparents made. And that's the reality right now of what we see going on. While we can bail out Wall Street and we can bail out, again, countries overseas, but we can't help young people right here on these shores to be able to matriculate through college and come out without having to be set back with this enormous debt. But please continue.
Yes, and how in the world could a black president betray his own people? That's what I don't get.
Well, again, as I said, if we were politically mature enough, and I'm talking specifically of our people and my people, Charles, then we would have seen Obama and those who brought us Obama as being similar to Nelson Mandela, and South Africa and Mandela too would have been Obama, and we would have rejected him and said, let us at least, if we're going to have to fight, then let us deal with those that we're going to have to fight so we can see them as they really are. But it really was a trick, and it was, that's the whole show. Time won't allow me to get into it, but I promise you I'm going to examine that more when I talk about Mandela and Obama, all right?
Yeah, I'm just sorry that they mistreated you guys like that.
Yes, sir. Well, I thank you, and it starts with that, but then it means that we got some work to do as well as other citizens of goodwill in this country and on the planet, all right?
Right.
Thank you for checking in. Thank you now. All
right.
All right. With that, take one or two more calls, then we got to begin to get up out of here. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Good afternoon, Brother Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brother Eric piqued my interest earlier when he's talking about local politics. He would name some people, but
that's all right. Give us time, and if he shared with me, I'm going to share with you. All right.
Look. Brother Doc Cheatham.
Yes, sir.
Is possibly running.
Yeah, I've heard his name, Doc Cheatham. Of course, you got some other individuals like Nick Mosby's wife, who they tell me, we'll say alleged, was one of the moles that was working with O'Malley and that whole machine to undermine Miss Patricia Jessamine office while she was there. They said allegedly even taking files out of the office to O'Malley. And so they rewarded her by giving her husband a position on the city council. And now I think Bernstein, as I've been told, and wants to run for a higher office and just want to get the state's attorney as a trophy or a notch on his resume. But he's not really interested in staying there. He wants perhaps he wants to be the mayor, the city council president. We'll have to wait and see on that one, all right?
Have you looked at the 44th district?
Haven't looked at the 44th, and I definitely will come back and examine the 44th and look at, of course, through their good friend Martin O'Malley. I mean, with friends like him, who needs enemies? Or is he just a friend of me, brother? The dude had the Vernon Jones and those in the 44th, right?
Well, 60% of her new 44th district will be in Baltimore County.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, we'll have to come back and get into that, I promise you, all right? Let me take this last call. Thank you, brother. And with that, we'll take one more, and we got to get up out of here. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Dan.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good.
Yeah,
you ain't forgot my due nation, have you? I want to put you on the spot, brother.
I have a couple of rough days here, so
yes, sir.
I'm good now.
Welcome to our world, but please continue.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, in terms of this water bill situation.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, what I plan to do, I don't know who's going to back me or whatever. I put it on Facebook, and I'm putting the word out by mouth.
Yes.
I'm boycotting Baltimore City.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk about how we're going to do that.
No money.
All right.
Unless it's truly needed.
All right. Yes, sir.
Other than that, I can't. We just can't keep taking this money.
Yeah. Well, we have to talk about planning.
His money.
Okay. All right. Thank you for checking in. Got to let you go just due to the time and the hour. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Somebody coming with that. We're going to wrap up, get up out of here, make way. Who's coming behind us this afternoon? I don't know who's coming up, but somebody will be on this afternoon after us on the State of the City. Family, we do need your support. Make your checks, money orders payable to WFBR. WFBR, send it to 159 8th Avenue, 159 8th Avenue, Glen Burnie, Maryland. Or do a righteous drive-by this afternoon. Drop it off to Terra Cafe. Tell them it's for Brother Muhammad. They'll make sure that I receive it, and I thank you from the depths of my heart. But we do need your support so that we can continue to stay on these airwaves. So again, let me quickly thank my sponsors. Got to thank Terra Cafe, right there, 25th and St. Paul. Let me thank, of course, Charm City Chicken and Waffle Restaurant, located 807 Washington Boulevard, open Sunday through Saturday. Let me thank the Black Man and Women's Country Club. Got to thank Park Heights Barbershop, the brothers down no longer in the mall, but across from the mall. Flair Hair Barbershop, top of the line, just first class barbershop. We're going to hopefully have our sister Sandra Tillman joining us on the State of the City soon to talk about that. Let me thank PM Diversified Tax Services. Give them a call for your tax services, 410-367-5615. They will pick up and deliver. And with that, we'll be back here on Tuesday, 12 noon. Until then, God bless. All the best. And the rest of you and yours. Thank you, living legend Baba Dick Gregory. And I thank all of you that tuned in. We will podcast the show on Spreaker, on Facebook, and on Twitter. So until then, God bless, all the best, and the rest to you and yours. People get ready. There's a train coming, and we've got work to do. So until Tuesday at 12 noon, peace.